Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video. Today, they released the updated remarks on the Tarmac SL7 recall for the fork. I had a bunch of customers call me today, even customers come into the store. So thank you for that. And for sure, we're going to get this all worked out and situated. First and foremost, obviously, it's a crappy situation across the board. Anyone who bought the bike definitely doesn't want to experience this type of stuff because it's just a pain in the butt for them. But I know at least for my store, I'll do my best to replace that stuff right while you wait, and it should be a pretty easy job to get everything going. So, but basically, you go to specialized.com. There's nothing on the front page, but you got to scroll all the way down to where their bottom of the page is right here, and then it says right here resources, and we go to safety notifications. We're gonna click on that, and this will basically show you safety notices 2021 Tarmac SL7 recall. Dear Specialized Rider, we are issuing a voluntary recall to replace expander plugs and upgrade compression rings on Tarmac SL7 bikes and frame sets. We have not received any injury reports. Specialized and retailers will contact riders that are affected by this recall via email. Please read instructions below to determine if your bike is affected. If so, reach out to your authorized Specialized retailer who has replaced the current expander plug figure A to new expander figure B, upgrade compression plug figure A to newer style two-piece compression to figure B. It is a privilege to share a passion on bikes, blah, 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 blah. Reach out to a retailer or contact your Specialized Rider Care if any questions. Thank you. Regarding this, Mike Sinyard. So basically what all that means is I've actually had a couple customers who called Specialized directly. They talked to them. I had a bunch of customers reach out to me today about the situation. This is a new part they're replacing. This is your current standard plug, that's steer plug that's inside of your Specialized Tarmac SL7. Kind of short, kind of narrow, but that's the standard that's always been. And basically what was happening is that in a situation like this, if it didn't have this proper, one with the two-piece to fill this kind of void and this kind of gap, this kind of ring to fill inside this kind of collar, it would allow movement inside here, which could cause impact if you were to hit a harsh frontal impacts. Example, impacting a deep pothole with significant force may put extraordinary stress on a headset components and may initiate cracks for steer tube. A damaged fork may break if continued to be used and posing failed injury hazards. So, if you were to have this current setup for the headset spacer and you were to hit a pothole, or any kind of sudden abrupt impact, it could cause that fork to hit against the front of the bike and cause damage to that fork to cause cracks. Especially, I sent us out examples of what that fork will look like. It's very easy for us to examine it because of the way this is routed for the Specialized Tarmac SL7. This is my job. That's what I'm trained to do. I can take apart this real quick, see if it's damaged. If it is, I can go ahead and the Specialized says they're going to replace the forks. There's no cost to customers, obviously, whatsoever. But they're going to replace the forks. But majority of all the Tarmac SL7s I can even relate to, I think I even done a couple builds on my YouTube channel like 8 months ago that had this full collar on there. I think maybe early first shipments out might have had this one that I can recall, but honestly, I'm not even trying to downplay the situation at all. The ones I can think back to, if you go to my YouTube, like the dream builds I have, I'm pretty sure majority of them I'll have like right here, just to give you guys an example. And again, I know you guys are saying like, hey, he's a Specialized dealer. This is a pretty serious thing. People could have died on this. If that situation happened, or if they're riding, they should have. How do they know this? Specialized worked on this to get it going, so that way they can have this game plan put in place. No one was injured in the matter, so it didn't need to be a stop ride. Everyone said that Canyon did a better job with the stop ride. Canyon situation happened where I've made a video on it. Canyon situation happened where it happened on a big national stage or a big stage, and so they had to issue that right away. There's dealers in place. It should be very easy for the consumer, but let me show you an example real quick. See if I have one right here. In the background, right there, enhance. See that metal ring inside of there? That one has it right, and that was 8 months ago. So a lot of Tarmacs that I remember building have that already in place. So basically what's going to happen, if you don't have any damage on your Tarmac, I'm basically going to, if you're my specialized consumer, you're basically going to bring me your bike, say, hey, GC Performance, do you have these parts in place? They already shipped us these expanded parts. They should be coming to our store soon. You're going to bring us our bike in. I should be able to open it up, pull off the stem, pull off the spacers, pull down the fork a little bit or lift up the bearings where it was, look to see if there's any abrasions or any kind of marks. I'll run my fingernails across there. If there's any kind of abrasion or any kind of showing marks, then the fork needs to be replaced. But it shouldn't be the case as long as you have this headset spacer in place. We're going to remove the steer, put in this steer right here, and you'll be good to go. The only real hiccup is that if you have a cut fork, this will stick out a little bit. And so what would happen is this will stick out right here. So what you have to do is you're going to measure this with a caliper, or your bike tech's going to measure this with a caliper. And we're going to measure the caliper and then take this out, remove it, cut it with a saw, boom, 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 and then it'll fit perfectly. So if you have a smaller frame bike, if you have a cut fork, and this will basically fill that void of open steer. So this shouldn't happen if there's an impact or anything like that. It's secured and you should be good to go. A lot more extra weight in my opinion, but it's going to be safe for the rider. Everyone should be good to go. But again, like I said, this should be pretty easy for the consumer. I mean, none of this is easy because the hiccup in the road, but a lot of my customers I talk to, once I settle them down and everything like that, you should be good to go. I think the way Specialized handled this with the whole situation kind of being quiet, the leak and all this stuff like this, where it happened, it definitely let people's minds wander. But in terms of all the Tarmacs that you guys seen I've built, and I know you guys can say that I'm very biased because I sell Specialized directly. I have not had any headset issues, fork issues. Granted, we're not going down hills, but there are potholes around our area, but none that I know of. Now, I will probably make a video where me removing it and actually showing if there's any abrasions, and that way you guys can see it. But it's a crappy situation. Everyone said that they should have stopped ride immediately if someone got hurt, but no one really got hurt. No one, from what they said, no one got hurt. And I've only seen one picture of that fork being snapped of that Tarmac. That definitely is like on Durian riders and everyone's like that. And that was the only instance I've seen of Tarmac SL7's stem getting snapped over. But maybe that was the one instance. Maybe then they got the game plan together and then they set this out. So that way there's no waiting on the consumer's end. If this leak never would have happened, this stuff would have been in place for the consumers out. It would have been a simple, quick fix. It definitely sucks. Like I said, everyone's going to say that you guys are beta testers. You guys are things. Recalls happen. They happen all the time. I'll give you guys an instance. I had a Chrysler 300, a 2011. I got a recall notice in the mail saying, hey, your airbags are faulty. If you're ever getting in an accident, the airbag will explode and it'll cause fatal shrapnel to fly at you. You could die from it. But still, you're going to need to drive your vehicle to us and risk of you getting an accident, dying from it, and then we'll replace the airbag. So, I mean, things will happen. If you go down a mountain very fast and you hit a pothole, I mean, I don't think a recall fork is going to be a problem. You're probably going to go over the handlebars as is, and you could freaking hurt yourself badly anyways, you know? They're doing what they need to do. They're putting what's in place. But for right now, what they're saying is all people who have a Tarmac SL7 model, frame set, complete bike, whatever it is, bring it to your local store. You can go to any dealer. It doesn't need to be, if you bought the bike and you moved somewhere, if you went to a different store now, any authorized Specialized dealer, bring it to them. They can handle it. They'll have the parts in place. Call them before you go. Just make sure they got them. And they'll be able to help you guys out. So hopefully, like I said, I'll be able to run through these things fairly quick. I've taken apart and put it back together these multiple times. Specialized does compensate the shops for this. It's not a big deal. It's my job. It's what I get paid to do. It's what I love doing. I like to help out the customers. So I'm going to make it as easy as I can for them. And hopefully your dealers around you do the same. I enjoy doing this stuff. For me, I like working on Tarmac SL7, so it's actually pretty fun for me. So I get to see all my customers sell bikes too. So, but yeah, here it says right here, Tarmac SL7 models with the Tarmac show have been affected by these. Obviously, any SL7s. If your bicycle was not originally equipped with integrated cables like the SL6, this was not affected by it. So if you have an SL6 or lower, no recall for you. People were asking me about the Venge because it has the exact same setup. They have no issues with the Venge, and the Venge has been out for 3 years. Maybe the only thing I can think of in my head is that the Venge is 11R carbon and the Tarmac is 12R carbon. I have no idea, but there's no issues with the Venge. There's no recall on the Venge. It's just the Tarmac SL7. So only piece you're getting this piece right here. the new red one. And if you don't have, and when it becomes a little bit bigger of a headache, if you have this original spacer on there, then yes, then we have to undo the brake cables and put them back in. But again, any guy who built up these bikes should be able to do that pretty quickly for you, and hopefully speedy. Make the process good. I know no one likes recalls, no one likes waiting, no one likes paying a lot of money for these bikes and having this happen. But I'll do my best to make sure it happens smoothly for you guys, and hopefully your Specialized dealer does as well. I mean, we all like cycling at the end of the day, and we can only do what we can do and be dealt with. So sorry for everything on my end. I wish I could bring this to you sooner, but obviously there's bigger things in place. And yeah, I figured let you guys know, and hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Sorry for me rambling. But yes, bring into your Tarmac or call up your Specialized dealer tomorrow. See if they have the plugs in place, and we'll get it going. I know a couple shops got them in place. I got mine in tomorrow, I believe. I had a bunch of people calling me already. We'll get it going. Not to worry. And yeah, obviously people make mistakes. It's unfortunate. Everyone's going to integrated cables. Scott, Colnago, Pinarello, Tarmacs, Canyon. It's just, you know, if you push forward and you want to make something and you want to make a difference, there's bound to be things that happen. So whatever. I don't know what to say. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And that's it. Yeah, if you guys have a Tarmac SL7, if you guys are looking to get a Tarmac SL7, every single Tarmac SL7 gets shipped now will have these newer expander plugs in there. And the way you differentiate that, you'll notice if you take out the stem, the red cap will be there. So I have Tarmac SL7s getting shipped to my store as is. Experts, 2021s, and also comps come into my store as well. So they're all going to have that in there with a newer expander plug, and you should be good to go. Thank you guys. Have a good day. Bye.